Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to do this 1950s look. Pretty easy and simple. I would actually wear this every day, and once you put on a red lip and a winged eye, you feel pretty glamorous, I'm not gonna lie. So don't forget to like this video and to continue watching to see how I got my 1950s makeup. Okay, so I just pinned back the little curls that I had because I did my hair before my makeup. I'm going to be using this is my Lancôme Tinted Idole, the 24-hour makeup for my foundation. And this is a full coverage. Use whatever foundation you need, whether it's a light, medium, or full. Just get it on your face, whatever gets the job done. I'm just going to apply foundation to the face. To buffing it with a brush so it looks smoother. So your foundation's done. I'm just going to take a concealer. I'm using my M.A.C Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm taking that and I'm going over all my little spots and of course under the eyes to help brighten that. So I'm just going to take that. I'm just going to tap that in with my finger wherever needed. And this is optional. I like to contour with creams and then set it with a powder just so it looks a little bit more natural and dewy and subtle. You can do it in powders or creams, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I'm just going to use, this is the Decay, the Naked Concealer, and this is in dark, and I'm just going to very lightly contour. It's not about contouring, I'm just adding features since it's all blanked out and there's no features left. I'm just going to go right underneath the cheekbones, along the jawline, just down the center of the nose. If you have a narrow nose, skip doing the nose. I'm just going to do a little happy face right here just to get the lip a little bit more fuller, and I am going to contour around my forehead. So I got just a little bit of contour, it's blended in. So for the blush, I am going to be going in with a Make It Forever cream blush, and this is the HD 220. It's just a nice kind of natural rose. I go right on the apples of the cheeks. We're going to now set it with powder. I am just going to go in with my M.A.C Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. So this has a little bit of color to it. It's not heavy. It's not a full coverage powder. Very light. You can use a translucent powder or powder with no color, or you can use a powder like this with just a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and I'm just going to press and powder it on because I don't want to buff away that contour. I'm just going to take an angled brush. I'm just going to use my same one. It's Bahama Mama. It is a bronzer, but it's definitely more brown. Take a little bit of that. Super easy. Find right underneath your cheekbone, and that's where you're going to contour. You want to keep, if you go straight line, you want to keep your contour from this straight line that you draw on your face from where your eyeball is, and keep that back. So starting from the back of the hairline and just blending forward. You're going to go along the jawline, right underneath that earlobe. Gosh, that's annoying. And then blend that down. You can add a little bit on the temples if you need any. I'm just going to take Tarte and Captivating. This one's more of a peach. A little bit on the apples. Just going to softly blend in with my powder brush. Because it's not about... It's all about looking very natural and glamorous. So there was a couple different eyebrows. They were generally more or less pretty close, but depending on who it was and of course your eye shape and what look you're going for. So Marilyn Monroe had a very full, very curvy, voluptuous kind of brow, and she had a really good arch. It was just shaped really well. And Elizabeth Taylor had pretty much the same thing. It was a little bit shorter and compact, and she had a little bit more of a peak, so they were a bit more arched. And then we had Audrey Hepburn, who overdrew her eyebrows quite a bit to do more of a youthful kind of tomboy kind of look. So it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. We're just going to do basic brows on what I kind of have, and I am going to do more of an arch full brow. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so you can use powders, pencils, whatever you're comfortable with. I am going to be using the Anastasia DIPBROW because that's what I usually use and have. I am going in with Ebony. But how to measure your eyebrows so they go with your bone structure. If you go right in the center of the nose, you're not going to go to the end of the nostril because then you're going to take off half this little brow here. So we're going to go right in the center of the nostril and straight up. Do a little mark. That's where your brow should start, and still right in that center there, you're just going to take your brush and you're going to move it. You go right across the pupil. That's where your highest part should be, or your arch. And then if you go, now you can go down to the end of your nostril make a little dot. Get a little darker so you guys can see it. And that's where they should end. So that's how you measure your brows based on your bone structure. So there you go. Now you guys have a custom brow. So pretty much now you just do is you connect the dots. But what I'm going to do is go along the bottom, draw a straight line up to that arch, and bring it down the tail. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the top. I'm not going all the way in. I'm pretty close though. Going to that arch and then connecting it straight down to the tail. I'm just going to take that and blend up. I did take out my eyebrow a little bit further on the tail because that's just how I like it. So again, it's on personal preference. I'm just going to be using M.A.C Paint Pot, and this is in Soft Ochre. I'm going to apply my eyeshadow primer from the lash line all the way up to the eyebrow. I'm going to be using my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. All you need is a really good base. This is kind of like a vanilla color. So I'm going to apply that all the way over the lid and bring that all the way up to the eyebrow. So just apply it all over your lid basically. They did shade in the crease or contour their eye, and I'm just going to go in. This is my M.A.C Soft Brown. It's a very nice warm brown. It's not too dark, so medium shade. You could start on the back of the eye, right on that crease. And we're going to blend it in. We're just going to go back and forth. So for those of you who like a lighter eye, that's all you have to do. Now you can move on to eyeliner. I like a darker eye, so I'm going to darken it just a smidge. I'm just going to take a darker brown, again keeping it warm. Again, starting from the back. I'm just going to lightly go in that crease. I'm just going to kind of flip a little bit of out and take that brush and soften it. And there we go. So there's the difference between slightly darker to the lighter eye. It's going to be on preference. You don't want to go too dark. It's not a smoky eye, but that just gave my eye a bit more definition. Okay, so I just did a wing really quick on this eye. I did use a nice angled brush. This is what the Japanese. This one's quite thin, so you can get a nice flick. And then I'm just using a cream eyeliner, and I'm using Clinique, and this is in number 2 True Black. So how I just do my wing is I just draw a line coming down and I look back, make sure that they're even, drag the line down, and it doesn't look perfect now. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to fix it, and I'm going to do a little bit thicker here because you want like a triangle. And if you ever have a hard time, like I can't get that perfect tip, it keeps getting thick at the end, just take your concealer brush with very little concealer and just take the end right underneath and just kind of flick it out, and that's how you get that nice thin flicked out line without any like gobs of product. Okay, so for just the inner waterline, I'm going to use my Smashbox Ever Sharp, and this is in Bare. You can use white or nude, either one. Pull down a little bit and line, and this is going to make your eye look brighter and bigger. So as far as like bottom liner goes, they usually didn't even put bottom eyeliner really on, and if they did do mascara, it was like a little to no on the eyelashes on the bottom for a day look. It was only the top. They kept this pretty clean. Now, if you look at some pictures, a few of them did take and just go right in that lash line. This would be more for a night look, and so I'm just going to go on there. I'm not going to go all the way around. We're just going to go about quarter or to the middle of the iris when looking straight ahead. So now we're going to curl the lashes. You want to curl the lashes because that creates some lift to the eye and it opens it up. So there we go. I applied my mascara on top, and I'm just using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So again, during the day it was like no mascara or very little on the bottom. I'm just going to do a cut. You could use singles, which take a bit more time, but that would definitely achieve your look. But I found something that has a flare, which I'm going to try these. And this is they're Ardell's too, and this is the 455. So I'm just going to tack those on. So there we go, eyelashes are done. Now if you wanted to add a little bit more of a glamourness to it, you would just take a shimmer. I'm using M.A.C Nylon eyeshadow and just a small fluffy brush. I'm gonna go right in that inner corner and then kind of brush and blend in. And this is gonna highlight. This is just gonna highlight that inner corner. Very softly blend. So it's not a lot. It helps kind of brighten. It's a little bit more glamour. I'm going to take my Mega Forever. This is the high definition setting powder. It's just a translucent. I do like to take that on a fluffy brush and just kind of go over the forehead. Just makes everything look a lot smoother. I'm going to take my NARS lip liner, and this is in Jungle Bread. Any lip liner will do. And there you go, you got a nice shape. And then I'm just going to go from the corner and draw up. Definitely having more full lips was the look back then. I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna go for a blue undertone, like a very deep vintage kind of Hollywood red. And to do that, I am using Natasha, and this is by Stila. And yes, this is in Natasha. I'm just gonna take that. And there we go, lip is done. I'm gonna take a tissue and bite. That way I don't get red lipstick on my teeth. Alright, now I'm going to take out these hairpins. Alright, so there we go. There completes our look. This is 1950s, and this is as close as my hair is going to get when it's purple and very short. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't already, so that way you can see my coming looks and tutorials, my crazy looks tomorrow, my everyday wearable looks. So I hope you have a good one, and I will see you guys in my next video.